I'm starting to believe that diversity actually is our strength because in the United Kingdom, black people have saved British from fascist shit. I want you all to find an old movie. It's called Demolition Man. And in that movie, you will see that the main character actually counters this system where the police uses cameras in order to catch bad guys. And Sylvester Stallone is genuinely disgusted. Like, he feels as if throwing up. It's like, what is this fascist shit? And the police are asking him, well, how did you guys catch bad guys? And it's like, well, we actually worked for a living, right? And so, like, this very system is the problem. Like, this is some Chinese horror. This is some shit that would give Stalin a hard-on. You know, the idea that you walk on the street and there's cameras that recognize your face and stuff. And here's the problem with it, right? It's not that the system catches bad guys. It's that the system can be repurposed at a touch of a button. And so the moment you have a protest against the government, and we're talking about like a legitimate protest, right? Immediately the government can use these cameras in order to identify the leaders of the protest and then arrest them during the middle of the night. Not to mention, like, a lot of the laws in Britain are fucked up by design. Oh, goodness gracious, you know, someone posted something offensive on Facebook. Now they're traveling, and the camera manages to find the perpetrator. And think about COVID, right? Like, they went under, like, tier 17 lockdown. Like, we know it's fucking retarded, because other countries also went through COVID. They also had quarantine. But they wouldn't harass people from sunbathing, while the police would actually be out in the open, and Black Lives Matter would manage to have, like, massive riots. And so, congratulations, black people. Like, you guys have definitely managed to do a stunning contribution to British culture. You know, you brought a little bit of normalcy back. But all jokes aside, like, let's hear the mental illness over this take. Like, even if I was to assume that this is actually good, that it's genuinely, you know, to catch criminals. The problem wasn't that it was catching people who are innocent. Apparently, and this is according to them, like, if we are to believe the researchers, it was actually catching more black people, like, it was more sensitive to catching black people than white people. So basically, you would have a white criminal walking past the camera and he wouldn't get caught. While if you had a black person walking next to the camera, he was more likely to get caught. So it's not like any innocent person was caught. It's just like we're not catching enough white guys. And that was like a problem. This is why they had to restructure everything. And they had to shut down the program. The mental illness here is on full display. Like, this is why I call Britain and Australia specifically a toilet of a nation. Because of things like this. So, first of all, I wonder if I actually have to believe the academics, because it's quite possible that the cameras were working fine for both black and white people, but the way they measured it, it's just that it caught more blacks than whites on average, right? And so this is the problem that a lot of these diversity grievance studies experts have with prisons. It's like, why are the prisons more diverse? And this is the only time where, like, the percentage of white people has to increase, right? Like, in any other aspect of society, the percentage of white people should increase. But when it comes to prison, they're actually very concerned that diversity in prison is a little bit too strong. You know, they want more white nationalism in prison. And so, like, these were the people that made this test. But, like, even if we are to assume that what they actually researched is accurate, and you have a camera that catches black, like it's more likely to be sensible to black people than to whites, right? So, the fact that you're getting more criminals off the streets is a good thing, you moron. I'm willing to bet that black people actually want other black people off the streets. Now, here's the thing. White people want other white people off the streets as well. And so, like, if you can keep tinkering with the system and make it so that it's sensitive to white people as well, no one is going to complain. And I'm willing to bet if it was a camera that actually, you know, you'd find out in the news that this camera is very sensitive to white people, but not blacks. You know, like something to do with the software or something the way it was calibrated. I'm pretty sure white people wouldn't give a shit. Like, they would just laugh and they would be like, oh, well, I guess they have a racial advantage there. and they would fucking move on with their day. They wouldn't even for a second think like, okay, well, let's dismantle the entire system. And again, don't get me wrong, like, the system should be dismantled, but like, if we're actually going on a principle thing, like, okay, we have this anyway, and it's like targeting one racial group more than others, as long as the people that are targeted are legitimately criminal, shouldn't they get arrested though? You know, like, okay, so let me get this straight. If you actually have a murderer, like, he actually killed a person, right? Maybe stabbed someone, all right? And you're basically saying, yeah, but we shouldn't use the camera to catch him because, like, the camera is not going to catch other white. Like, no, I generally don't even understand the argument here. No, seriously, I'm. So you would rather a person that stabs someone go around stabbing more people than to use a system that's like more sensible to his race because the system is not perfect and maybe it can be made perfect soon. No, it's retarded, isn't it? No, it has to be. It's a mental illness. I think so. I think like this entire nation is fucking insane. But anyway, so police has paused the use of the cameras because the technology that they used since 2024, so like look how many black criminals were oppressed ever since then, identified a potential bias. And again, like, it's not even like for sure, like they use the word potential, so like it may be, like, we don't know. Essex police said that it commissioned 2 independent studies carried by the University of Cambridge. Well, hold on a little bit. If they're carried by the University of Cambridge, they're not independent studies. Like, the University of Cambridge takes money from the government, all right? The government is actually governed by politicians with a political ideology. This is not an independent study. I just want to make it absolutely clear that people understand the words we're using, right? In that study, 188 volunteers acted as members of the public in a controlled field experiment during a real police deployment, with the system correctly identifying about half the people on the watch list who passed the cameras. But the report said that the system was more likely to correctly identify men than women, and it was statistically significantly more likely to correctly identify black participants. Notice how, like, no man gives a shit? Okay, so, like, you have a camera that can identify criminals, and it's more likely to identify men than women, and I'm a man. I don't think, like, that's a problem. Like, hopefully, in the future, they will identify women as well, but, like, I don't think, like, you need to shut down the system just because, like, some women can get away from the camera. Anyway, still, you know, good idea that the cameras were removed. At least we have that. Toilet of a nation. Seriously, like, it's, I'm sorry, if you're a British person, well, actually, I'm not sorry, because, like, I know British people that agree with me, so there's that. My nation isn't much better either, but, like, at least we're not there yet, right? Like, economically, we're not good as Britain is, but I think, like, mentally, when it comes to mental sanity, I think we may be. By the way, I found out that Romanian is now the second most spoken language in London, right? So I guess now I'm a stakeholder in Britain, huh? Isn't that what the World Economic Forum teaches? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.